On this episode of 5 Minutes of Cloud, we're going to talk about platform as a service and how enterprises can potentially leverage this new technology. So when we talk about platform as a service, we're talking about a set of different technologies rather than one single monolithic thing in most environments. Often platform as a service, unlike something like infrastructure as a service, where there's a generic model that people understand fairly well. Infrastructure as a service being effectively compute, network, and storage provided as a service in a cloud environment. Platform as a service, really we're talking about the ability to take a set of pieces and map them together into the infrastructure capabilities, or really the software layer capabilities that I might need to deploy an application. Now, from an enterprise user's perspective, if I have a monolithic application that I've already deployed in the past, it might not be as easy to transition that to a platform as a service offering as it might be to take that entire system, including its operating system, and deploy it as an infrastructure service offer. However, some application environments in the enterprise space, specifically things like Java applications, which are very common in enterprise deployments, often were already sort of built for a platform. The platform is a Java-based web service, so something like Tomcat or JBoss web server running the Java application. In those environments, providing a platform as a service offering that can ingest that Java application file, the WAR file is a common format for those Java applications, can actually enable that entire platform within that service space. So suddenly you can have a platform that can consume Java applications, for example, and that's very powerful. Now, most of those applications also expected additional services like databases and other components, potentially message bus services that they might have expected to exist outside of what the application bundle itself created. And this is where the sort of the higher order platform as a service, tools that might be like a Red Hat OpenShift or the pivotal Cloud Foundry or cloudfoundry.org Cloud Foundry tools. These are platform as a service offerings that have a model whereby you take your application code and you create effectively a description file, a manifest file that describes all of the dependencies that application has, including databases and potentially database schemas that need to exist to support the application, additional libraries that need to exist in order for the application to run, and those additional higher order services constructs actually enable the platform service by providing a way to automatically ingest those additional libraries, sort of pull them from remote repositories if necessary, automatically provision and create the database structures, potentially by talking to a database as a service platform component to enable the database components, and therefore enable this application service. In addition, most of the higher order platform services engines also include some of the operational capabilities that people would otherwise have to manually create. Things like load balancing components, the ability to say, well, I have my platform bundle, my application bundle, and its description of libraries and database backend services. I'd like to be able to scale that particular component out horizontally is the way that would have to scale in this particular sort of a systems model in order to provide better resiliency, in order to provide application scale, a number of users being able to consume that resource. And the platform does this by handling the infrastructure resources under the covers effectively, right? So the end users, the developers, the application managers can think about their application and how the application needs to run rather than having to worry so much about the infrastructure. The latest shift in this space is the container as a service offering. So while there are these, I would say, almost monolithic platform services, again, that's the Cloud Foundries and the OpenShift type services, or from the public service perspective, that would be something like the Heroku application is the most common one, I think, that people still talk about from a platform as a service perspective. There is also the concept of just managing at a container level, container being effectively an application packaging model that pulls, again, the core libraries and packages needed for a particular application element to run. There are now container environments that have application description languages, things like Docker Compose or the Kubernetes services model that describe how containers interact, how those resources interact, and potentially additional services that they would want to talk to. Specifically, the load balancing services are a part of that. Most of the container environments don't don't come to the complete level of also handling databases as a service and things like that at that level that a Cloud Foundry or an OpenShift would. But they do at least provide a different model for managing, packaging, and deploying your application. And again, it sort of bypasses the need to consider or work with the specific infrastructure underneath. And that's the reason that Platform as a Service is becoming a very powerful tool in the cloud system space. And enterprises are finding real value because there are models now to translate your previously built application elements into cloud models and potentially more scalable, structurally manageable cloud models using these Platform as a Service offerings. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. In addition, if you want to stay apprised of the latest ongoing updates in the cloud space, sign up for our Twitter feed and our mailing list. We also update you on upcoming webinars and classes that we provide.